be picked up on the other side.
Oh, the flat Earth is confirmed then,
on
right?
One side.
No,
the side closest to Santiago is the side where there's the settlement. That's where you go. That's why you don't cross to the other side where there's no point to pick up and there's no peninsula coming down. That's why they go to South Africa, or excuse me, to South America, where it's closest.
Yeah, that's why there's a.
So what is your problem with that?
So are all these nations that are against each other with the treaty that's all
So are you saying you will accept if somebody goes to the other side where there's no pickup point, and so the whole flat Earth movement will suddenly decide, oh, okay, he proved his point, and they'll all shut the fuck up?
There's a lot of things that could make the flat Earth go away quickly.
You already think that everybody is in a conspiracy, that the guy who was at the South Pole is a conspiracy, that I'm a part of the conspiracy.
Did I say that?
What would you accept?
I don't think you're part of the conspiracy.
All this from South America to Africa had to go to London first, and when I proved you wrong, you refused to admit it. So what will you accept?
What I said is that you can look at those flights and the distance, because you asked me, we were talking about the shape of the Earth, and I said South America is more towards underneath North America than it is. What?
Give me a specific.
I did. Why is there no cruises that go from...
You gave me a specific, and I just proved you in the same minute, and you refused to concede your error. Give me another one.
Everyone will see exactly what you're doing. You refuse to think
of anything. I hope everyone sees exactly what I'm doing. Disproving you.
Okay, so
now give me a specific that we can falsify.
There's no cruises that go New Zealand to South America. Why would that be the case?
Because it's a vast expanse of ocean. You have to go to Tahiti.
No, it's not. It's the bottom of the globe. I'm
sorry. No, if you checked the globe, there's a vast different distance between New Zealand and Tahiti, and from Tahiti, there's a particularly vast distance from there to Santiago. It's the widest expanse of open ocean that we have.
Okay, and there's
on a globe.
Easter Island's on the way. Couldn't they go there?
No, Easter Island is not on the way.
Not on the way from New Zealand to
Santiago. No, it is
Santiago?
Not. No, it's not.
Okay, it's right there. It's right in the same path.
It's right not there. It's way north of there.
Okay. So, and why is there no underground sea cables there?
Because the reason I just explained.
Okay. But they have the sea cables go all the way up through the Philippines and across through Japan and across.
The sea cables go where they're traversable, where they're shorter distances. They don't go to the widest possible area they can. And Tahiti is extremely remote. Easter Island is even more remote. But they don't go to the most remote places to string cables to the most remote places. They go to the shortest places because, finance, costs, things like that.
Okay, so no cruises.
So the way to prove that would be to book flights, which we can show right now. Everything that you said about the distances on your flat Earth projection map are all fucking wrong. Absolutely all of them.
What did I say? What do you mean absolutely all of them? You made
the flight from South America that would have to go to London before it could go to South Africa. Just proved that wrong. And you refuse to admit it because you're part of the great hoax, and you have a channel that's based on your lying to people as part of your hoax. So of course you're not going to admit when you're proven wrong.
And they are putting links. They're putting links right now in the live chat of cruises from South America to Africa, a whole bunch of other places. I mean, they're literally putting links in there now, demonstrating that you are.
I guarantee people can look at them all, and they'll be hilarious.
You guarantee? How?
I don't think that's the case.
You've already been proven wrong.
Show me one, Steve.
How can you guarantee something you've already been proven wrong about?
Steve,
what the fuck is your guarantee?
Well, I can't right now, honestly, but people can.
Are you going to guarantee that eternal salvation or triple my money back? What are you going to do?
Nope, that's the thing.
Yeah, where's these guarantees coming from, Jaron? When again, I don't understand the argument that cruise ships do this or cables do this. If none of those things existed, it has jack shit to do with the shape of the Earth. If I went back in time 1 million years ago, what evidence would I look at to see that the Earth is flat? It's the same as it is today. What am I looking at?
See too far. The fact that
we don't see that. We see what
we do see it everywhere. We see it all around the world, and you're not even listening to that. You just
don't see that though.
The fact that we can see what?
We can see too far.
What does that mean?
The fact that we can see too.
When the sun goes below the horizon, we can't see it.
Okay, when you can see locations on Earth from further than the globe model predicts.
Then where is the evidence for that? Because I have never seen that except for certain tropospheric conditions where you have
everywhere that you see.
There are certain places where light will bend and it will actually go through the atmosphere and you can see a little bit further. But that has very special conditions.
But that's not what's going on because and we know when those conditions exist, they create mirages or upside down Fata Morganas.
Fata Morganas, yes.
Okay, but when we see the Chicago skyline from Michigan.
Same principle.
Wait, hold on. Time out now, Steve, because you're saying that, and you're objectively
wrong.
So
we see the same thing all year round.
You're objectively wrong in the claims that you made earlier multiple times.
So all year round we can see something.
True, I guess.
So that and a billion other things, yeah, and the fact that so we have this billion things that make the globe true, and then we have the absolute fucking donut bunghole that you produced to support your position.
Yeah, and if
I don't know shit and I refuse to know shit is your argument.
No, it's that we can see too far. There's the argument for you. Just like there's no
I don't even see how that's an argument.
Far.
Yeah, that's not.
You see how that's an argument that we can see further. That we should be able to.
You said the fact that you had that supported the flat Earth was that I didn't have the facts that I have, that everyone has. That those facts don't exist. That was your fact.
And because
Steve, I'm going to back out of this altogether if you don't get me to the Q&A.
Yeah. Just remember, you asked.
One sec. Jaron, by the way, Jaron, by the way, I've been.
Remember, I didn't ask to talk to you.
Yeah, I've been. I have Jaron. I have been.
Jaron, they promised me they would be frustrating. They promised me that I would need a bunch of alcohol to get through your mind.
I did tell them that.
Gobbledygook.
Yeah, it was. I was true to my word on that. So, Jaron, let me tell you this. Hang on, because I am true to my word. I'm very honest.
You told me Aron Ra wanted to talk to me. That's what you
said. Aron, not Ron. Yeah. So I've been in the Navy, and I can
answer the question.
Hang on. Let me address one thing. I would never lie to anybody.
Did you lie to me?
No.
Then why did you tell me that he wanted to speak to me?
I have not. I haven't arranged this. Kyle did.
To a flat earther for more than a year.
Exactly.
Got a flat earther to talk to.
Yeah.
I had been trying for more than a year to get any flat earther to come onto my podcast. None of them would, including yourself.
It's been a difficult challenge.
Yeah, you're right here now because they invited you, but you refused my invitation.
When was that?
A year ago.
I never refused anybody's invitation, ever.
Well, you never responded either. And I asked several people to ask for me in all the little networks to connect me to a flat earther that would come onto my podcast. Nobody.
I would have done it.
But I do want to make the point.
It's easy to say now.
I do want to make the point before we get more questions. If you see a ship go over the horizon, I can have the most powerful telescope in the world. You're not going to see the bottom of that ship. So what you said about not seeing too far is complete bullshit. Just straight up.
That's not true.
It is. I'm telling you right now, it's complete bullshit. You can never see the bottom unless
somebody that can show some kind of peer-reviewed, verifiable claim to that effect.
Yeah, unless it's like I said, atmospheric conditions.
Get some scientists counter to that to verify and test it.
Yeah. So it's even.
But then they're going to be part of the conspiracy, won't they?
Well, you only allow the scientific verified papers and peer-reviewed papers. That's the only thing that you consider fact.
Bullshit. That's
right. Of course you don't.
Bullshit is not allowed to fly. So if you make a claim, you have to back it up, and then we have to be able to check your figures. And
back it up, and it has to be able to be gone through the peer review system of protectors that are there to weed out anything that doesn't match and mirror.
Steve, why am I still on
I don't know.
I don't know either. Are we going to do a Q&A?
Yeah, Q&A. Kyle, we got some more questions, Kyle? Because I agree. This is not going anywhere.
The only other one that I have on my end from the Twitter, I'm not watching the live chat, Steve, so you'll have to go that route. But the only other one that I have is why would there be a conspiracy in the first place? I guess they're asking why that would be an issue.
I've said that before, that science did a great thing when they stole the idea of, I don't know, not control of the earth, but when they took the control of the earth away from the church. They did a great thing, that we don't want to be a part of the Catholic hierarchy right now. So they did a fantastic thing.
I wish that we had taken control over from the church. That would be wonderful.
Well, you kind of did. But then what happened was, if they would have realized...
Not in this country. Have you noticed what's going on in this country?
It's pretty sad. Yeah, it's like 78% of people think that they're going to heaven or something. So when you look at that and you understand that if they were wrong about something like the shape of the earth, that it would have been impossible for them to admit that, because it would be giving the reins back to the church. They would have basically destroyed all of scientific enterprise by admitting that. So they had to keep it a secret. They had to work it into their models and just go with it, because otherwise there would be no science today.
But the problem I have with that, Jaron, is that in order to do that, they have to change the laws of physics. They have to change mathematics. Oh, they absolutely do. That's an unequivocal reality. Laws of physics are not prescriptive; they're descriptive. We don't get to make them, right? We discover them and we formulate them, but we don't get to decide the rules of the universe. And the rules of the universe do not allow for the type of flat Earth that I've seen people, posit. But you haven't even posited us a model that we could even look at. And I don't think you know what a model is. A model is something, it's a representation of a system that has explanatory and predictive abilities. That's what a model is. I have not yet to see a model.
Okay, so if you're going to contest the current existing model,
correct,
you have to provide another model that explains the data better. You can't not provide all and just say everybody's wrong. That doesn't work.
And that's the key. Describes it better and predicts better. What is it about a flat Earth that explains observations and makes predictions better than something like Stellarium? Stellarium is a wonderful program. A lot of people have it. It basically is based on a round Earth. Hang on. And I can look at. I can go into Stellarium and I say what day is this? Where am I at? And what will I see? Including
the universe is cyclic. It's a cycle.
Including things like eclipses. Now, why can't you do that with a cycle? Why can't you do that with a flat Earth? If I placed Stellarium,
you can do that with the flat Earth. What do you think?
Okay, so
give me the model.
What model for a flat Earth allows you to do that?
With the flat Earth, if you can do that with the flat Earth, then produce the model. Give me the predictions. Let's submit it to peer review.
Oh, yeah. Submit it to a bunch of guys who have built their entire careers around the globe. They're really going to accept
it to me. Submit it to anybody that can prove you wrong.
Exactly.
If you're wrong.
The thing is here,
and this is the way the peer review works. If we can't prove you wrong, we have to admit, hey, we tried and we couldn't prove you wrong. But I've already done that a couple of times this evening.
And people understand that if I were to prove that the Earth was flat, that it means that your whole idea of atheism is ridiculous, which it is.
Okay, first of all, it has nothing. We're not going to go down that route.
Hold on. He's just revealed his hand.
All right.
Why would my idea of atheism be ridiculous?
Because it depends on the age of the Earth. It depends on so many things.
Wait. Atheism depends on the end of the Earth?
Why would a God have anything to do with my understanding of the age of the Earth?
Yeah, I don't understand that one
either.
You
said it was with the flat Earth, that it's a created entity.
You said if the Earth was flat, then it would disprove atheism, meaning that it would prove the existence of a God?
How does that leap of logic work?
Well, that's what atheism is the position that the theists are incorrect when they claim there's a God.
Are they? How about theists, or what about deists?
Are deists claiming there's a God?
Yes.
Okay, then deists and theists are incorrect when they're claiming they're a God.
I don't see how one proposition has shit to do with the other proposition.
So atheism is the position that those who pretend to know what they don't know and stress facts that are not facts and claiming that there are gods when there's no evidence of such things, we say you can't make those assertions without evidence to back them.
Okay,
so
but then
you're saying that if the Earth was flat, then that would prove my position on atheism wrong. And the only way that atheism can be wrong is if there is a God. So you're saying that proving that the Earth is flat would prove there's a God?
Right, because the whole idea of
is God the only way that the Earth can be flat?
What?
Is God the only way that the Earth can be flat?
Yeah,
it certainly doesn't exist in a
okay, so I have to wonder why you said you didn't believe in any religion at the beginning of this.
Because I think all religions are made by man, just like the religion of scientism. Same thing.
Okay. There's no religion of scientism. That's a lie that is told only by theists.
I'm not a theist, so I don't know.
Well, you just told the same lie.
Are you a deist?
And you apparently believe that there is a God, since you say that the Earth is flat,
but I don't like to say that.
And that it is proof that a God has to exist.
Hang on. You don't like to say it,
believe in a God,
Jared,
right?
I don't like to say it because people like
and you tell the same lie that scientism is a religion. Even though it works exactly opposite of all religions.
Jaron, you do believe God
exists. It is not faith-based.
Jaron,
it has to be verified and tested with critical analysis, not faith. And authority is worthless.
Jeranism, you believe a God? You believe at least one God exists, right?
You base your entire thing off of.
Jaron,
what are you saying?
You base your entire beliefs off of authority and off everything.
I don't base any of my beliefs on authority at all.
So you have objectionable evidence for me to see that the Big Bang is real?
Yes.
Objectively verifiable.
Yes, objectively verifiable. It's called the cosmic microwave background radiation.
That's because
that and the cosmic redshift
and the redshift, cosmological redshift.
However, neither of those things has anything to do with the topic we're talking about right now.
Well, again, it's a rabbit hole after rabbit hole.
Neither of them. Yeah, neither of them has anything to do with the topic we're talking about right now.
They absolutely do because you keep.
They absolutely do not. They are a red herring to get away from this topic that you can't defend.
In a court of law,
we're talking about whether in a court of law we'd be talking about whether the Earth is a sphere, not where it came from.
You would prove credibility.
So we don't have to worry about the Big Bang if we're talking about whether the Earth is a sphere.
The credibility shows
even if it was a steady state universe, the Earth would still be a sphere, and we'd still be able to verify that. Steady state, Big Bang doesn't make any difference. Either model, the Earth is still a sphere. Why can't you focus on that?
When's the last time a human being took a picture of the Earth then? If it's a sphere, I just want to know. I want to talk to a human being that took a photo.